Hey, what's going on, everyone? It's B. Avery here, and I want to thank you so much for tuning in to my opinion/review for the new HBO Max series Lovecraft Country, and I'm going to be talking only episodes 1 through 5. And don't worry, I'm not going to be talking any spoilers. I'm not going to ruin that for you here. This is just going to be brief. It's going to be short. I'm not going to do a recap or anything like that. That's going to come later. But right now, I just wanted to talk about episodes 1 through 5 and should or should you not want to tune into this show. I'll go ahead and tell you, yes, if you've heard about it, if you've seen the trailers, if you are kind of on the fence and you were just kind of saying to yourself, I don't know, man, it looks kind of good, but it looks kind of weird. I don't know if I want to pay for it. I don't know if I want to do the free trial or just do the subscription. I don't know. I just need to know, is it good? Is it worth my time? And I haven't seen the whole 10 episode series, but I have seen episodes 1 through 5. I just finished it about 30 minutes ago, and I will go ahead and tell you that it is well worth it. And a little bit of people that are involved in this, the creators are Misha Green, who was part of the Underground series that came out 2016 and 17, and also Jordan Peele, who is famous for Get Out and also Us, two very popular movies that was in the mainstream media within the past few years. And so they are the creators of this show, and it shows within the source content within this series. And, you know, it is great. And, you know, I am going to get into it a little bit. J.J. Abrams is also a part of this. You know, he did Mission Impossible 3. He did the Star Trek reboot. He's done a ton of things, and you can tell that his stamp of approval or his signature style is all over this too. And when you have all these creative minds together, you get a great show like Lovecraft Country. But let's talk about the cast for a bit as well. You know, we have a main lead. His real name is Jonathan Majors, and he popped up on the scene for me not too long ago, actually this year, in the Netflix movie by Spike Lee, The Five Bloods. I thought he did a great job in that movie. He did an even better job in this. He was also in The Last Black Man in San Francisco that came out a few years ago. I haven't seen it yet, but I've heard nothing but good things about it. Even my dad, my pops, he told me it's good, so I gotta go check it out. We also have Journey Smollett in this film as well. She has been in a ton of things like True Blood, way back in the day, Eve's Bayou. She's a great talent. She's, you know, lovely to look at on screen. She's talented. She's beautiful. All that good stuff. She's part of this as well. Courtney B. Vance, you know, he's been in everything. He has like over 100 credits. One of his most memorable performances for me was 1995 Panther, when he played Bobby Seale, one of the co-founders of the Black Panther Party for self-defense, that was directed by Mario Van Peebles. He's in this as well. And last but not least is Michael Kenneth Williams. He has over a ton of credits as well. You know, he's been in The Wire and a ton of other movies and television shows. And so that is the main cast right there. So already, if you are a fan of all of those actors and actresses, or just, you know, two or just maybe one of them, I still think it's worth, you know, your time. But what is this show about? Okay, just a small description here. A young African-American travels across the U.S. in 1950 Jim Crow America searching for his father. And I just want to read one more for you, just to give you a little bit more. Lovecraft Country follows Atticus Black. That is the main guy that I was just talking about, Jonathan Majors. Lovecraft Country follows Atticus Black as he joins up with his friend Letitia and his uncle George to embark on a road trip across 1950 Jim Crow America in search of his missing father. This begins a struggle to survive and overcome both the racist terrors of white America and the terrifying monsters that could be ripped from a Lovecraft paperback. And I mean, guys, just to be honest with you, that is just scratching the surface. I mean, this series right here goes so much deeper than that. I mean, yes, you do have the racism in Jim Crow America, and you do have these monsters, but you have so much more to, you know, rip apart as each episode, you know, just gets deeper and deeper and deeper into this mythology. And like, you know, I was all over the place. You know what I'm saying? My emotions was here, there was left, there was right, there was everywhere, because that's what this show is. And you can tell, but I'm smiling right now that, you know, I really am enjoying it, and I can't wait to see episode 6, which is not going to pop up in my subscription feed until, you know, like mid-September or something like that. But this series is based off of Matt Rush's 2016 novel, but its title refers to its reframing of the work of the bizarre pulp fiction work of the writer H.P. Lovecraft, who died in poverty in 1937. And like, you probably like, okay, what does Lovecraft Country mean? Lovecraft Country is the New England setting used by H.P. Lovecraft, which I just mentioned, in many of his weird fiction stories. This is a weird story. I'm telling you, it is. But if you like weird stuff, you're gonna like Lovecraft Country, which combines real and fictitious locations. The term was first coined by Keith Herbert and then popularized by Chaosium. I'm sorry if I didn't pronounce that correctly. The producers of the Love Creation role-playing game called Call of the Cthulhu, and I think I'm butchering that as well. But even though I'm butchering the name, it's still a great show. I will go ahead and tell you, I mean, there is a giant horror element that is within this show, but I don't know if I would necessarily say that it's like, you know, a horror, you know, series, or that you would be scared. You know, I made a comment on my Facebook page earlier today saying, hey, you know, I'm on episode 4 of Lovecraft Country. Someone's like, oh, you know, should I watch this in the daytime or at night? You know, I don't want to get scared. Well, of course, you'll have a better chance of not getting scared if you watch it in the daytime. But I think you can handle it at night too. I'm a scary cat myself. If you've seen my videos, you've heard me talk about that before, but I was able to handle it. But I mean, I was able to handle the horror element, but this movie is extremely gory. There's this gore and blood all over the place, okay? And if you can't handle that, you may want to stay away. I mean, this series so far makes the Saw franchise look like Barney and Friends, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not exaggerating, you know, and yes, it does have the racism in it. And, you know, there was a couple of episodes that really just, you know, boiled my blood. I'm just like, oh, you racist son of a bee. You know what I'm saying? You know, but hey, I mean, that's just, you know, this show was just able to bring those emotions out of me. But like, what type of show or series it is, it's kind of a good combination of being episodic and serialized, you know what I'm saying? And I think that's a good thing. But I guess I'll go ahead and say that my only gripe with that so far is I wish that each episode had better closure. It kind of just left you hanging, and I was annoyed even though I was able to push on through of each episode, you know. But you know, if it does leave you hanging, it does not take that long to kind of pick things back up and kind of put the pieces together. And even some of the episodes I saw, it wasn't, I think the first episode I saw, episode 1 called Sundown, that was finished, but the other ones weren't completely finished, maybe like 96% finished. There was a couple of like audio things that, you know, were injected here and there that, you know, was slightly distracting, but not to the case or to the point to where I could not enjoy myself, because I really did enjoy myself. And, you know, just reading this description, Jim Crow, 1950 Jim Crow America and Monsters, guys, that just, like I said, it scratches the surface. This is a drama, a love story, a fantasy horror, science fiction, mystery thriller. I mean, real talk, it is a true adventure. Like, if you grew up in the night, or if you were born in the, well, whatever. If you are a fan of Indiana Jones and those type of adventures, there's elements of that in this series. I'm finna say movie. If you like the Goonies or whatever, that kind of adventure element, there's like, you know, that in this as well too. And then you put like all the other stuff that I was just talking about. I mean, you know, I loved every episode, except for episode 2. I have to be honest with you. Episode 2 was like a little weird for me, and I was like, okay, what the hell is going on here? You know what I'm saying? Like, episode 1 was like super fire. I was like, oh man. If you go to my Twitter, I was like, hey guys, I just got done watching the first episode of Lovecraft Country, and all I can say is like holy monkey balls, you know what I'm saying? Because it was just that dope, you know. But then episode 2, I hit up Sharronda with What I was like, hey man, what was up with this episode 2? You know what I'm saying? That was like a little weird. She's like, yeah, but wait till you get to episode 5. And then I got to episode 5, and I was like, oh man, this is a lot. This is a lot to take in. But I'm loving the show so far. And, you know, another thing that I'm loving is just like, okay, you know, Black American living in America right now. It's crazy times. The world was on fire just a couple of months ago. White supremacy is on the rise, unfortunately. But then you see these black people in 1950 America, Jim Crow, going through the same thing, which was not 20 years ago, 70 years ago, you know, 65, 70 years ago. So they have a completely different mindset, the way they fight white supremacy then, and opposed to the way we try to fight it and combat it today and replace it with the system of justice, you know. And you can't judge them because it was just a completely different time. I mean, you know, they're you know, some characters, you know, are obsessed with whiteness, some other aren't. And one thing that really just stood out to me is there were just a few moments to where, you know, it was just black people coming together and just like, no, we're not going to take this crap, but we're not going to take this. You know what I'm saying? We're going to stand together. If I get my ass beat, I get my ass beat, but hey, I'm going to stand my ground. You know what I'm saying? I'm an American citizen just like you. And when it comes to things like that, all I can do is like, yes, yes. You know what I'm saying? Bravo. And not only that, it comes from the males and the females. You know what I'm saying? The men and the women. Because our brother right here, what's his name? Jonathan Majors. I love his character. His character's off the chain right here. You know what I'm saying? I wish I can get a figurine of him on my shirt and be like, yes, I'm Jonathan Majors, black man. All right, you know what I'm saying? I was like, my brother, you know what I'm saying? I feel you. He stood up to the plate when he needed to, you know what I'm saying? When these white supremacists were stepping up, he's like, oh, okay, I was about to head out of town, but I think I'm going to stay in town a little bit longer. I'm like, yes. That's what I'm talking about right there. And also, Janae Smollett, too, she was like, you know what? F this. I'm sick of this. You know what I'm saying? Y'all want to come and burn crosses on my yard? You know what I'm saying? Okay, I got something for you. You know what I'm saying? I can get all behind that, you know, because this is 5 hours of television so far. So sometimes I'm sitting up, sometimes I'm laying down, not falling asleep, but just laying down like this on my couch. It was about 7, 8 times. I was like, oh, okay. I'm sitting up. I'm like, yes, get the white supremacists out of here. You know what I'm saying? And we got to get the thing is, white supremacy is evil as hell. We all know this. They evil demons. You know what I'm saying? The spawns of Satan. But that ain't even scratching the surface. We got all these monsters and aliens and ghosts and demons all in this show, you know? And it's just like, man, it's kind of, in some ways it was, I don't want to say, I want to go as far as saying it was just too much to take in, but it was a lot, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm thinking about episode 2. It was a bit much. That was the only one where I was just kind of like, because episode 1 was fire. Then episode 2, I was like, yeah, I was so hype. I couldn't wait to talk about this show. But episode 2, I don't know if I want to get on camera and brag about it. But things picked back up in episode 3. They did. And they left me on a mother freaking cliffhanger at the end of episode 5, and I can't, because I'm trying to, I don't got nobody to talk to about it, you know what I'm saying, except for a couple of people, and I want to know what's going on, you know what I'm saying. I call them, you didn't pick up the phone, you know what I'm talking about, but you can tell I'm oozing all over the place. I'm really excited about this. Oh, and another thing that's great too is the soundtrack. This is 1950, 1955, but they are able to like use speeches and quotes from like James Baldwin, like the 1980s, or like, modern day rap and hip hop, and how they're, integrating that, into this. It was this, I really, really liked it. I mean, I don't really get into like TV that much, and I haven't seen all the shows. I'm more into movies, so I really can't just say, oh, you can compare it to this or you compare it to that. But for me, at least, somebody that does not watch that much television, it is something that I've never seen before, never encountered before. I mean, this is like 27 genres all mushed into one, and they did a great job of like putting all that together. I mean, seriously, it is literally all of these things: drama, fantasy, horror, mystery, science fiction, thriller, comedy, love, and I can just say so much more. And it is effects heavy. It is extremely gory. It is extremely gory. If you cannot handle gore, you will not like this show. I'm just letting you know. If you can, I mean, there's more gore than racism. I'm just thinking that it was 2 parts with the racism. I was just like, man, it just really grinded my gears, and I cannot wait to talk about episode 5. Like, I'm gonna do a super duper special. Well, I don't want to make any promises. I'm gonna try to do some type of after show or just a regular recap like I used to do with Paul was to talk up, because I just want to ask. I want to ask after you watch episode 5, I just want to know, if you had an opportunity to do something that this character did, would you do it? And I can see both sides of it. I really can. I really can. I think it's a question that pretty much everybody in the world has asked themselves at least one time. And I can't talk about it for at least a month or whatever. So I'm just going to go ahead and say that out of the first 5 episodes, one of them was just super duper fire perfect. The other ones were super duper duper great. And episode 2 was kind of like, kind of weirding me out here a little bit. I don't know what the hell is going on. But, hey, we got, 10 episodes. Majority of them is good. I think you should, if you was curious, go ahead and get your subscription together. Tune into the show. You know, if you wasn't, hey, still check it out, man. You know, get a free trial, you know, if that's available to you, and just try it out. I think you will like it, guys, because I mean, it's what's in it? Jordan Peele and Misha Green. Is that it? Yeah. You guys did a great job, HBO and Jordan Peele, Misha Green, and J.J. Abrams. So, so far, I'm gonna rate the show a 9 out of a 10. I'm gonna go ahead and rate the show a 9 out of a 10. If I had to rate it if I had to give it a rating, I know I'm all over the place. But guys, thank you so much for tuning in. That is just my opinion. If you liked the video, please go ahead and give me the thumbs up. Also, please subscribe to the YouTube channel. Please help me reach 30,000 subscribers. Also, congratulations, Sharronda with Pair Weight. She just hit 30K. Congratulations to you, girl. Y'all go subscribe to her channel. There's a link to her channel in the description of this video. My guys, again, also look me up on social media, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. All that good stuff is right there at the bottom of your screen. And there's also links to that in the pinned comments and the description as well. But guys, again, I just want to thank you so much for tuning in. And before you go, don't forget to always chase your dreams, because I'm chasing mine. My name is Brandon Keith Avery, and that's just my opinion. Peace.